Hello? Hello? Okay, right. So now I think it's back to normal, I suppose, because since yesterday I'm having lots of technical issues and technical difficulties. So I hope we are all quite past that. And yes, thank you, Lord, for that. So we're going to discuss Hindi newspaper analysis 30/12/2021. And yeah, so we're going to start with the first news, that is COVID surge cases in India to start over, especially after the Omicron scare. We're having 77% of rise, and even though this is not that doesn't have not severe, it doesn't have much severe symptoms in comparison to Beta, which was the first one, and Delta variant. But still, we're having lots of surge in cases, and more importantly, this is a very new variant. So we don't know for sure whether this will be a mild one or a potent one or not such a severe one. So this is to be looked in. So this is to be looked in and to understand, get to know more details about it. But currently, we are new cases in Kerala 6,661 in the lead. Second one is 5,134. So Kerala is having 45% rise. Maharashtra is having 40% surge. So this is not a very good statistics or data if you look into it. And even though there is a show saying that according to Genomics Sequencing Consortium, the severity of the illness, that is the symptoms of the illness is not that very severe, but even then there is lots of potential threats looming around over here. So that is that. Now regarding the FCRA, that is Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. We're having lots of NGOs here working in India. We have NGOs by religious firms, NGOs by the other secular ones, lots and lots of NGOs of different varieties and themes. So now the problem is that many illegal activities, that is, criminals, could start an NGO, and on the back of the NGO, they could say that they are doing a very charitable, very noble cause, but behind the back of it, they could do something very dubious, and it's going to be a very threatening situation for India. So that case, we have brought in a new regulation, that is Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. How far that is the NGOs are getting money from the people all around the world, all around the globe are contributing or giving money, donating money. So we need to have a record of who is giving who, on from what is the sources, what ways. So we all have to look into it because it's a very serious concern, since the terrorist activities and the other forms of illegal problems are increasing here in India. So, one of the regulation is to have a bank account in Delhi for all the NGOs, and the other ones to register here in FCRA every 5 years. So that's yeah, it's a bit difficult for the others, but we have to do it. And then the other news are regarding my state related news. No need for that. Just watch your state related news in local news channel. That will be more than enough. That will suffice. Now skip the other pages of your state, your regional based news, because that is not important. Now coming to our editorials. At first, when I started my newspaper analysis, there was a time when I used to explain everything, all forms of informations in editorials as well. But right now, I'm having an understanding that editorials, I'll give you a theme of the concept. What is it? I shouldn't explain you everything, because the other news part, other news stories, the other common or normal uses, you don't have to read through it. You're getting the information, just writing the notes, making notes on the basis of that is enough. But reading editorials will give you an insight of how to write your answers for your civil service main examinations. This is the way, this is the standard of answers that the UPSC is expecting out of you. So in that way, just read through it. Okay. The first one is about the communal one, that is Haridwar, the hubris of hate must be stopped. And next one in the snippet page is maximizing the boosts regarding mixing up the COVID vaccines. It's a possibility. We look into that. And again, is Israel against violating international norms and laws with repeated strikes against Syria. Even though it's not concerning us, just read it because this is something that, especially Israel, and they've been in at war condition for the past many years. So just read through that, and then a whiff of trouble in Nord Stream pipeline because this seems to be like a powerful geopolitical weapon. So in that case, it is very important. So read that also. And then there is next one, efficiency of myth of Aadhaar linking. Uh, Mama, please. Okay, so if you all remember, 2 3 days back, I have taken an editorial regarding the same issue. That is, this is actually a political method for them to get data on who is voting who, and more importantly, who are these people have given they or casted their vote from which category, from which sector, so that the political parties could influence them in those areas. So to get those insights, to get those informations, input, all that for reasons only they're doing that, they're saying, they're claiming. And not just that, there's even more, even severe problems related to it. Just read through it. Next one is Mayavadi's strange inertia. Don't read that, it's not important. Next one is for the cause of opposition unity. Okay, read that. Because even though it's regarding the political party, it's important because right now BJP is a very strong political party, and all the other part opposition. We can't call it an opposition; it's oppositions, because many small and minor, small fragmented such political parties are there. So they all are coming together so they can fight against BJP for the next election 2024. So just read that, you'll get a quick understanding of what it is. Now getting to a page 8 of a news. Nagaland firing. This is for the AFSA. That is, the killing, the civilians killing that happened. We have already discussed that in the previous days. And this is just a follow-up news on that. And next news. Mixing news with views dangerous, as Chief Justice of India, that is Mr. Justice Ravana. This is important because, for example, I am a news journalist or a news reporter. I shouldn't mix my opinions. I should mix my views when I'm going to report the news. Okay, I should be factual enough. I should just take down the notes in a descriptive, factual format and present it. I shouldn't put on my preconceived notions, my informations, and more importantly, my interest shouldn't be projected in these news. So he was saying that in the Red Ink Awards for the journalist, and BKU against opening of dairy sector. So okay, it's political thing, but again, it's actually a very good initiative. Indian farmers were having a cooperative agreement with the Australia. It's a very good initiative, but other political parties are against it. Okay, read through it. And the next one is IIT Kharagpur calendar says iron invasion is a myth. Okay, this one is important because for example, you're writing your GS paper 1 for your mains, and they'll be asking questions that, do you think Aryan invasion is the real reason why the Indus Valley civilization collapsed? Such questions could come, and you could write your own static informations, your inputs, everything. You could also put on this information from current affairs saying that in IIT Kharagpur such things, so and so things were claimed and so things were said. So when you're linking that current affairs with even with history, which cannot have current affairs, the examiner will see that okay, this person have a very dynamic view in this particular concept, so that's a good thing. Okay, now page number 9 is not important because it's all about party politics and coming elections. That is not important. Next page, several states report spike in infection. Omicron has high immune escape potential. Okay, like we already discussed on the front page, is that, for example, if person A, okay, this person A, okay, a person A has been vaccinated 2 doses. But for the other variants, there is a very minute chance that this person will again get the corona infection. But in the case of Omicron, there is more cases that this person will get infection again. This person will be infected again, despite the fact that he is being vaccinated 2 doses. So such immune escape is there, and it's a breakthrough vaccine. We call it in that term. So that is there. It's a very potent case, and we don't know right now. Omicron is said to be a very less severe forms or less severe forms of the corona. But we don't know for sure because it's just a new variant, and we have to wait for some more days so that we can know and assess and get even more inputs regarding the same. And more defense systems to be locally manufactured. So this is actually a very good initiative, especially since Indian Army is depending more or less on the Russia for the missiles and for the Rafale jets from the other nations. We don't need that. We have to make our own infrastructure strong enough to make ourselves self-reliant. So it's a very good welcome gesture, and it's a very good thing that we are trying to make our army's infrastructure more stable and organized and more structured. Okay, now getting on to the world news, we are having WHO warns of COVID tsunami overwhelming health systems. Is again urging us. The WHO chief, Mr. Adhanos, is urging all the nations around the globe is to have a very good infrastructure in terms of health. Make your health system so capable that we can, see, corona pandemic started by, it was started in China. We can't say started by China. It was started in China, but if the health infrastructure was strong enough, if they were able to contain the virus, this would have been a very different situation altogether. But that didn't happen since their health infrastructure wasn't that capable enough. It got leaked, and all the others around the world are being infected because of that. Okay, so that is being talked over here. And the next page is regarding your business page. So this again can be written the points, whatever the information dependent upon your economy. Bank GNP may rise to 9.5% by September. Government may find it hard to meet fiscal deficit target. Uh, that is, government are going for the borrowings. And next one, Omicron scare may hit hotel bookings by March, from January to March. Not just the hotel bookings, but even the tourism sector are going to hit so bad, so severely because of the Omicron scare. Right now, India is trying to recover from the whatever hardship that we happened last year and the year before that. So I don't know, and nobody knows for sure that how far we can tackle it and how far we can escape the scare. So I really hope that this was a very short session. I intended to make it that way because mostly I find as such newspaper analysis, people find it very boring. So my intention was to make it very short, simple, and very concise, so that you'll get much more understanding about it. I don't want to drag it and make it a very long lecture. So thank you so much for watching. And if there's any suggestion that you would like to add on, do let me know that in the comment sections. I'll make necessary changes according to it.